Hi there, I'm CoinWeek editor Charles Morgan at the Central States Numismatic Society's 76th Annual Convention in Schaumburg, Illinois, where I'm stopping by the PCGS booth to talk to PCGS President Don Willis. So Don, we're here at the Central States Numismatic Society, and you're here at PCGS. What does a grading service like PCGS do at a coin show?
We grade coins. We authenticate coins. We answer a lot of questions. We help people out.
PCGS has graded the Pogue Collection. What can you say about that collection and what it means for PCGS to get a collection of that importance?
Well, we're very pleased and we're very honored to grade the Pogue Collection. We've all been very, very impressed by the quality of the coins, the superb originality, and it's just an overall fantastic collection. So we're really happy that the Pogue family and Stax Bowers chose PCGS to grade this fine collection.
So PCGS has a great reputation in the industry for authenticating and grading coins. What do you think is the reason for this reputation?
Well, PCGS started in 1986, and PCGS was the first grading service to introduce a guarantee on every coin that it graded. And this was monumental for the business. This brought in many, many new investors, many new collectors, because people could have confidence in the fact that if a coin was in a PCGS holder, it had a 100% guarantee for life. So I think this revolutionized the coin grading business. You know, we're flattered that so many other grading services started up and tried to emulate what we've done. A couple of them have lasted, and you know, we're just incredibly pleased to offer this kind of a service to the coin market.
So as you said, that PCGS was founded in 1986. That means next year will mark the 30th anniversary of PCGS. Are there any plans that PCGS has to commemorate this anniversary?
Our plan is to grade all the coins there are. But no, we don't have any specific plans. I mean, you know, we celebrate a lot of different things at PCGS. You know, our 30 millionth coin, you know, our 30th year in business. But there's so many different businesses that PCGS actually is that people really aren't aware of. You know, we're talking about our vintage business is 30 years old, but we also have a modern business. You know, we have our show business, we have our international businesses, we have 3 international offices now. So there's quite a few things, quite a few irons in the fire, if you will, at PCGS these days, and there's a lot to celebrate.
So tell us how PCGS is expanding into the world market, and what does this mean for the overall strategy for the American collector?
Well, I think when you look at coin grading and you look at, you know, what's happened in the United States, it's been quite successful, and most serious collectors have their coins graded, particularly any coin that's worth, let's say, over $1,000. So I looked at it and I saw the opportunity to expand internationally. And we opened our first international office in Paris about 5 years ago, really addressing the entire European Union. And so this has been very similar to 1986 in the United States, and we have to go back in a time capsule and think about what was it like in 1986 in the United States, because we all graded coins ourselves. We all bought raw coins, put them in our holders, and all this kind of thing. And there was a big learning curve, a big transition that the market went through. Well, the same thing's happening in Europe, and there's a lot of coins, a lot of countries, a lot of different variety there. And then 3 years ago, we went to Hong Kong, where we opened our Hong Kong office, which really services the entire Pacific Rim. And there's so much opportunity there. You know, countries like Vietnam and South Korea and Thailand and Philippines and Australia, and obviously Hong Kong itself. So it's a fantastic opportunity that we've been able to take advantage of. And then a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago now, we opened an office in Shanghai. Because China is a closed economy, it's a closed country, and it's difficult to legally bring coins in and out of the country. So we opened an office in Shanghai, and we've been very, very pleased at the response that we've seen. We grade a lot of vintage coins there, we grade a lot of modern coins there, and we think the opportunity for PCGS and for Collectors Universe is international.
Well, speaking of China, China has obviously been a thorn in PCGS and all the grading service and the coin industry side with the proliferation of counterfeits. What has PCGS done to stay ahead of the curve and to combat this problem?
Well, you know, it is a thorn in our side, as you put it. I believe there's something like 6 factories in China that manufacture counterfeit coins, and it's legal. So that's obviously a huge challenge for us. Probably the biggest thing that PCGS can do in terms of combating counterfeits is something that we've done since 1986, which is to guarantee every coin that goes in our holder. Do we ever make mistakes? Sure we do. But with the millions and millions of coins that we grade, we make very, very few mistakes percentage-wise. And when we do make a mistake, we step up and we buy the coin back, whether it's overgraded or if there's an authenticity question. And I think that has given the Chinese collectors and dealers a great deal of confidence, because they face the same problems, multiple times more problems actually than the US collectors faced in the 1980s. There are so many counterfeit coins over there, and a lot of the collectors don't know. Some of the dealers don't know. So to have their coin graded by PCGS gives them an assurance that there's a guarantee behind the coin.
So PCGS has a great relationship with the Long Beach show, and recently PCGS has been bringing Chinese dealers over from the mainland to the United States. What has that experience been like for PCGS and for the dealers involved?
Well, PCGS is a division of Collectors Universe, and Collectors Universe owns the Long Beach shows. When we brought over our first group of Chinese dealers last September, it was fantastic. I mean, it was a wonderful opportunity. We probably brought about 22 or 24 guys over, and some of their families and some of their assistants and so forth. It was a great opportunity. It was a great cultural exchange, because they got to see what an American show was like. And they're very different than a Chinese show. They got to meet a lot of American dealers, just experience what it's like to be a coin dealer in America. It was a fantastic experience. We took them surfing, and they went paddleboarding, and they had a lot of fun at the beach and all this kind of stuff. So I think it was a really great cultural exchange, and it's something that we're going to do again. This coming September at Long Beach, we're going to do the same thing. We'll bring about 24 dealers over, and we'll share the same kind of experiences with them.
The modern coin area has become an increasingly important part of the PCGS business, with the grading of not only regular issue and commemorative coins, but also silver eagles. What do you think this says about the collecting habits of the public and where we might be heading as an industry in the next 10 to 20 years?
Well, modern coin grading is an interesting concept. And one of the things that I learned when I came to PCGS, because I'd always been a numismatist, coin collector, and a coin dealer that sold pre-1840 coins, that there's a whole other market out there. And this market is really the public. And modern coins are primarily sold to the public. But sure, there's a lot of collectors of modern coins, but the vast majority of modern coins are bought by the public. And whether it's buying something because I just had twin grandsons, I want to buy them a coin to commemorate their birthday, for example. There's always reasons why the public wants to buy a coin as a gift or to commemorate something. And so there's this entirely different market than what most people in this room are even aware of. They're not coin collectors, they're not numismatists, they're the public, and they're looking to buy keepsakes. And so there's a great opportunity for PCGS and for some dealers in the modern market to satisfy that need, a demand from the public.
So what about, do you think though that, for instance, there are series like Kennedy half dollars or Eisenhower dollars, full step nickels and things like this, that there's a shift to 20th century coinage with mainstream numismatists?
Yeah, when I talk about modern coins, I'm not talking about Kennedys or Ikes or anything. Those are more collectible coins. And of course, as we all get older and time goes by, they become older coins as well. The rolls and rolls of Ike dollars that we used to have everywhere is, they're gone, and it's much more difficult to find, nice Ike dollars, for example. The modern coins I was talking about are silver eagles and the modern commemoratives that are coming out in 2015 or 2014, those types of things. I think that the Kennedys and the Ikes and the Jeffersons, and those are series that everybody cuts their teeth on. There probably isn't a guy in this room that didn't collect Kennedys at some point in time. So, if you want to think of it as a stepping stone to maybe they go from Kennedys to Walkers to bust half dollars. Who knows what's going to happen, but everybody collects some of the more modern issues, if you will, 20th century issues. But those are not what I would call the modern market.
Okay, so if a new collector coming to the market wants to get their coins certified, why should they choose PCGS?
Well, because we're the best grading service, for starters. I think that PCGS is very transparent. We're the only publicly traded grading company in the world. We have very, very high standards, and I think that customers can come to PCGS whether they're a novice collector or the world's biggest dealer and have complete confidence in the transaction that they do with PCGS. We're very objective. We do our very best to give the coin the best grade that it deserves, okay? But we're also very fair and objective about everything that we do. So once the coin goes into a PCGS holder, we consider that coin our inventory forever. Every PCGS coin that's in this room is ours. We own it. We're responsible for it. We guarantee it for as long as it's in that holder. So I think that kind of confidence that we can give to a new collector is very, very important. PCGS also offers content, information that no other grading service does. We have obviously our price guide, which is probably the best in the industry. We have a population report. We have CoinFacts, which is a phenomenal encyclopedia of coin information. We have tools. We have thousands and tens of thousands of images on our website. We have so many tools for the collector to use that they can come up to speed a lot more quickly with a relationship with PCGS than I think they can anywhere else.
And how's the collecting public accepted the newly released PCGS Digital Album feature?
It's a home run. They love it. I mean, I put some of my coins in there. It's so much fun because you can create an album to your own specifications, color-wise, and so on and so forth, and you can just pop the coins in there, and it's just so neat. It's like for the guy who's sitting in his den on a Saturday morning and all of his coins are in the bank in a safety deposit box, and he wants to sit there and kind of peruse through his collection. It's just so much fun. You can put them all in the album, and you can flip the pages, you can blow them up, it's just a lot of fun. So the coin album, the digital coin album, has been absolutely a fantastic success for us.
One more question, Don. What do you think about the recent trend of the grading services putting out multiple unique label concepts for modern and collectible coins? What do you think of this trend?
Well, I think actually PCGS started it, and we came out with the whole first strike concept and first strike labels, and that proved to be incredibly popular. We have our first strike flag labels, and I think that helps collectors differentiate their coins from other coins. Like when the baseball coins came out, we had baseball labels made for them. I think the label program I think is very successful because it helps create something special for the collector. It's a label that helps commemorate what the coin was all about, whether it's from West Point or whether it's like the baseball coin, for example. It's something that really I think adds a lot of value to the collecting habit.
Well, don't you find it interesting that people actually collect PCGS holders and sample holders and labels as its own subset of collectible?
Absolutely. I think first of all, I think people will collect anything.
Right.
I mean, I used to collect railroad spikes. I mean, people will collect absolutely anything there is. And I think there's a lot of interest and curiosity about the history of PCGS, and you can see the evolution of the holders over time. And I think there's some historical merit to that. But I also think people will collect anything there is. They like a particular holder for a particular reason, and they want to own those holders. That's great.
And how's the Set Registry program doing?
The Set Registry is incredibly popular. We are growing the registry year on year with both participants and both the number of sets. We have a couple of Set Registry luncheons every year, and it's really quite an extravaganza. It's so popular. The demand for registry coins is all-time high. We constantly are working with registry participants to try to make sure that we help them in any way that we can. It's a lot of fun to be competitive and try to match your set up with other guys. But one of the secrets about the registry is that there's a very personal side to the registry. It's a fantastic inventory control system. I mean, I put all of my coins in the registry, and I track, who I bought them from, how much I paid for them. I have images and so on and so forth, variety information, whatnot. That's not public at all. That's all private. I don't have to share any of that if I don't want to. What I want to share, I share publicly, and then I can compete with people, if you want to call it that, or just compare my collection versus theirs. And back to the digital album, now the digital album makes it even more fun, because I can look at their coins in an album, and they can look at my coins in an album. But the registry is at an all-time high, and it's going really well. Thank you.
So how do you think the Set Registry concept has benefited the hobby overall?
Well, I think it's been a huge benefit to both collectors and dealers. Obviously, dealers love it because collectors are always looking for the finest graded of any particular date series. But for collectors, it gives them a chance to, number one, help organize their collection. Because what is a collection? Who defines what a collection really is? Is this variety included? Is that variety included? What's the major varieties? What are the minor varieties? There's an awful lot that's actually involved in making a checklist in terms of what should be in a collection. And I think the registry does that for starters. So then you have that checklist, and now you're a collector and you're trying to fill the holes in that checklist. So that makes it fun. It's great to try to complete a checklist, right? So I think you complete the checklist, and the next step is, well, are my coins better than the other guy's coins? And so it's just this really fun process that everybody gets to participate in. And I think it helps organize everyone's thinking and collecting habits.
Well, it also takes a sort of a private enterprise like collecting and makes it social, because now you can build a community of collectors competing.
There's very much a social aspect to the registry, and definitely a community element as well.
Well, anyway, then, thank you very much, Don, for your time, and good luck.
Okay, thank you.
If you like this video, we're sure you'll love these 3 videos. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. CoinWeek is the #1 source online for all things numismatic. Visit www.coinweek.com to take your hobby to the next level.